Hello and good day, everyone. So, welcome to our new lesson and new episode of our video lesson for music and art. So, we are now at quarter three, week one, and we're going to learn about indigenous traditions and Spanish influence arts in the 16th and 17th century in the country. So, I'm teacher Isa, and for our today's lesson, we will explore the beauty of music and arts as forms of expression and culture. So, get ready to open your hearts and minds as we discover the wonderful world of sound and color. Okay, so we have our learning competency for this week's lesson. Okay, now let's head on to day one. So for day one, we are going to have a short review and you're going to watch a video. Okay, so you're going to watch and reflect. Okay, and the video is about, I think it's PH culture. Okay, so the video Love PH Culture by Travel PH K promotes the Philippines' rich cultural heritage through vibrant scenes showcasing traditions, arts, and festivities. While the transcript mainly includes music and applause, it likely features traditional dances, indigenous crafts, and colorful costumes. So, key elements of Filipino culture highlighted include respect for family, lively festivals, and art forms like weaving and carving. The video aims to foster pride in cultural heritage, encouraging appreciation, preservation, and sharing of the Philippines' unique traditions and identity as a source of national unity. Okay, so this is the answer for all these questions that you are seeing now, okay, at your screens. Okay, so now let's unlock our content vocabulary and jumble the letters to figure out the words. Okay, so I think it would take you some time, okay, to think of these words. Okay, that's why I'm going to help you out. All right. Okay, so we have here your answers. Okay, we have tattoo, weaving, carving, tradition, ethnic, music, artisans, craftsmanship, colonization, and religion. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one because you're going to have these words. Okay, you're going to choose from these words, okay, the answer for our next activity. So identify which word is described by each phrase. Choose your answer from the jumbled words you discover in the first activity. So here, you're going to choose among these words, okay, which describes, okay, this one. Okay, so which is described by each phrase. So again, it's 1 to 10. Okay, so to help you out, okay, we have here the answers. Okay, so why are those words important? Because yun yung mga salita na we will come across with as we go along with our discussion for today's lesson. Okay, for this week's lesson. So for day 2, we have performing and visual arts in the 16th and 17th century in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, in the 16th century, indigenous art was alive and closely related to the daily life and traditions of the people. Skilled artisans created beautiful textiles from abaca and cotton, using natural dyes to produce intricate patterns that held cultural significance. Pottery is one of the most important crafts, serving both practical and ceremonial roles. Wood, stone, and bone carving were common, resulting in a wide variety of objects. Each had an intricate design that showed the skill of artisan. Tattoos were another important art from that was not only a body decoration but also a sign of courage, social status, and personal identity. So, long ago, napakahalaga, no, kumbaga, ang tattoo is a social symbol. Okay? At sabi, during the 16th and 17th century, ang tattoo, kapag mas maraming tattoo, na nakikita sa isang tao, especially sa mga lalaki, it means mas marami silang napagtagumpayang laban. Okay? It's also a sign of courage, social status, and personal identity. Ibig sabihin yung tao na yun ay matapang, no? At nagtanggol ng kanyang mga kababayan. Pinagtanggol niya yung kanilang lugar. Not nowadays, although ngayon medyo nagbabago na. Ngayon, siguro mga early 1990s or 1990s yan, iba ang tingin sa tao kapag may tattoo. 'Di ba? Iba yung kanilang kumbaga, interpretation kapag nakakita sila ng tao na may tattoo. Before pa, hindi pa nga basta-basta tumatanggap. Halimbawa, yung mga establishments or yung mga companies, hindi sila tumatanggap kapag may tattoo yung isang tao. Pero ngayon, medyo unti-unti nang nawawala yung ganong klase ng paniniwala. Okay? Like nung mga nauna, no? Kasi dito, during their time, no, kapag, yun nga, sinasabi nga dito na it's a social status at ito ay pagpapakita ng katapangan ng isang tao. Pero ngayon, hindi na siya ganon, di ba? Parang they treat tattoo now as a sign, as an art, no? Pero yung iba, anyway, we have different interpretations and beliefs with regards to tattoo. So, nasa tao na lang yun kung paano niya i-interpret or titingnan yung tattoo in a way, no? So, these artistic traditions highlight the rich cultural heritage and intricate craftsmanship of the Filipinos long before the Spanish colonists. There were work songs, ritual songs to control the forces of nature as they understood them, songs of lamentation and chants to celebrate special events. Most of the singing was unaccompanied, although native instruments were used to accompany the song and dance. Okay, so yung sinasabi nila dito, meron kasi tayong mga long before, bago pa tayo nasakop ng mga Kastila, may mga awit tayo ng pagtatanim. Halimbawa, meron silang inaalay na awit kapag para sa masaganang ani, may mga awit na kinakanta kapag sa kasal, may awit na kinakanta sa pagluluksa, may awit na kinakanta para sa pag-ibig, kasi ngayon mostly iba na, hindi ba? Pero before, may mga tinatawag na work song, kaya meron tayong magtanim ay biro, kumbaga doon siya inangkla. Pero sa bawat pagtutrabaho dati, meron tayong mga inaawit na kanta or inaalay na awitin. So, kumbaga it's like parang prayer na para bigyan sila ng good harvest, no? Maayos na, halimbawa, spare sila sa tag-init, or pag halimbawa gusto na nilang umulan kasi sobrang init na, so may mga ritual sila na gumagamit ng mga kanta. So in the 17th century, there were major shifts affecting the arts, including visual and performing arts, on account of colonization by Spain. Native art forms such as weaving, pottery, wood carving, and body decoration persisted but were changed by new methods and subject matter from the Spanish. The growth of Catholicism led to religious visual arts that comprised santos, wooden carvings of saints, altar pieces or altar paintings, murals, and Baroque architecture exemplified by the grand churches like San Agustin de Manila. The Spanish introduced indigenous musical traditions and instruments blended with Western influences, resulting in the development of new musical forms and the incorporation of Western instruments into native music. The Ati-Atihan Festival, originally a pagan celebration honoring indigenous people and deities, combined Christian themes with traditional dances, music, and elaborate costumes, creating lively and syncretic performances. Despite these influences, many indigenous practices have been preserved, and local craftsmen use new materials and European techniques in their work. Oral traditions, storytelling, and the performing arts continue to play a central role in cultural expression and are often adopted to incorporate Christian narratives. Okay, so we have here our guide questions. We have 3 guide questions that we're going to answer in the next few slides. So list down indigenous arts that are practiced in the Philippines in the 16th century. Name one significant way that Spanish colonization influenced 17th century indigenous art forms, and list down 2 indigenous arts that were practiced in the Philippines in the 16th century. So indigenous arts practiced in the Philippines in the 16th century, we have weaving of textiles from abaca and cotton using natural dyes, pottery for practical and ceremonial use, wood, stone, and bone carving, tattooing as body art, symbol of identity, singing, including work songs, ritual songs, song of lamentation, and chants, dancing accompanied by native instruments. Okay, so one significant way that Spanish colonization influenced the 17th century indigenous art forms, Spanish colonization introduced religious themes and Western techniques into native arts, resulting in Catholic-inspired visual arts such as santos, okay, altar pieces, murals, and Baroque architecture in churches. And two indigenous arts that were practiced in the Philippines in the 16th century, we have weaving and pottery. Okay, so for day three, okay, we have here a table. Okay, for visual arts, we have the art form, textile weaving, we have the style, function, and convention materials. We have textile weaving, pottery, carving, tattoos, and santos. Okay, so performing arts, we have singing, work, ritual, and lament songs, music, and the Ati-Atihan Festival. So for day 4, we have few lesson activities left. Okay, compare me. Okay, using a Venn diagram, show the relevant changing styles, functions, and conventions in performing and visual arts process and practices of the following art forms in the 16th and 17th century. So we have the ati-atihan, carving, music, and dance. Okay, so you can do it like this one. Okay, so but instead, I put them into a table. Okay, we have the art form, the 16th century, we have before the Spanish colonization, and 17th century with Spanish influence and similarities and continuity. So from Ati-Atihan, pagan festival honoring native deities and ancestors, tribal dances, chanting and drumming, participants painted bodies with suit and wore native costumes. So pagdating ng 17th century, became a Christian festival honoring Santo Niño, featured processions, Christian music, and colorful costumes, integrated Catholic imagery. For similarities, both involve dance and music, costumes, and community celebration. So as for carving, okay, music and dance, so ganun din po. Okay, so we have yung kanilang um, itsura or how they were presented or paano siya ginagawa before the Spanish colonization at ano yung nabago pagdating ng or paano na-impluensyahan yung kanilang yung ating carving, yung ating music, yung dance when it comes to kumbaga nung dumating na yung Spanish sa ating bansa. Okay, and of course, you have your learner's takeaways and reflection for learning. Okay, so that's it for our first week in music and arts. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next week. So thank you and bye bye.